another episode of VH Journals. Oh my God. We're back, baby. We're back. Hi, friend. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good.
Ooh,
Feels good to be back.
Feels good to be back.
Took a little spring cleaning break.
Yeah. You know what I realized was that, during the pandemic,
The panorama.
did not take any time off. Not from work, not from life,
Serious.
just grinding.
Yeah.
People were at home. They were with their loved ones. They were taking some time to figure life out. Not I. I was like, you know what I should do? Keep grinding.
Yeah.
And I think that was a buildup. Not great if I'm being, 100% honest.
Yeah, like a pressure cooker.
Yeah. Pressure cooker. It wasn't great. And so, you have rarely told me in life, we should probably take a break.
Yeah.
I think you've done enough. I think we should probably take a break.
I feel like we get together once a week and we always enjoy it. And we're here for, obviously we record roughly an hour. And typically I'd say there's about 30 to 45 minutes of catch up, chit chat, business talk, if you will.
Yes.
And plus travel time. So let's say we get roughly 3 hours weekly guaranteed together, right?
Right.
When that is too much for either one of us to consume in our daily grind, it's just time to take a beat.
Yes, I agree.
And especially when it's something you love doing, like this.
Yes.
This is truly our creative outlet. It is something I love doing. I know you love doing it too. And when I'm operating on that, you just have nothing to give.
Yeah, there was a day that came and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I legit. This wouldn't be fair to our listeners. It wouldn't be fair to me. And I never want to come in here and hate it ever because I don't hate it. It had nothing to do with recording. It just had shit to do with life. And this is where I'll tell you guys where I'm at. Okay. Last week, they came out with the new CDC guidelines. I pulled into 7-Eleven on Mount Rose Street, my favorite 7-Eleven of all time. Tom, what up, Tom?
I love that you have a favorite 7-Eleven.
So first of all, if you guys don't know that 7-Eleven makes fucking the best coffee you'll ever drink. Fuck you, Starbucks. I love you guys. Just kidding. But I'm not even joking remotely.
I literally love you guys.
I am not remotely kidding. They have the best, just regular drip coffee you will ever taste.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
It is amazing. Not to mention their water, triple distilled. You can't beat that. So I pulled up to my favorite Sev, saw Tom. He gave me the, what up, Al? When I tell you that I was listening to the guidelines and I started to cry. Tears of joy.
Yeah.
Tears of joy.
Yeah. Because
I know a lot of people have been home, cooped up with their kids, husbands, significant others.
Yeah. Themselves.
Not great for a lot of you. A lot of you found out you didn't like yourselves.
Not doing well.
That is a tough pill to swallow. But I have truly still been working and wearing a mask. And when I say a mask, I mean an N95, a regular mask, and a shield for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, 4 days a week. And that's not including oh, well, you're already out in Hell's Kitchen. Can you get us some popcorn from the local Safe Mart? Because I live with assholes. So they weren't like, hey, get home to safety. Yeah. We got you covered. No, they were like, hey, while you're out, I forgot. I think the dry cleaners are still open. Can you get my pants that I'm not going to need to wear anytime soon?
I just don't want them there.
I just don't need them there. And I don't want to pay the extra storage fee. Those are the dicks I was working with. Hey, can you hit a Taco Bell just real quick on your way home?
Real quick. We all know that Taco Bell is not real quick.
Mostly because everyone's fucking there. Hello?
Yeah, it should be really quick. Every time I go to Taco Bell, which no one should be, everybody should love themselves enough to not be there.
Right. You know what time it is.
There's no self-love right now.
It's the only time you're in line that you're not looking around.
In-N-Out and Taco Bell, they're neck and neck right now.
Listen, a lot of you didn't gain weight from staying home. Okay? You were ordering. You were. I've never seen so many stickers from like what's the company, like a DoorDash or I mean, they were picking up left and right. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you would have thought this was the airport, and they were flying them in and flying them out. I mean, it was wild. So
and
I say all that to say,
can we just talk about what an amazing racket that is?
Oh,
it is an amazing racket. You get your already shitty food, right?
Right.
That's now an extra 15 minutes cold.
Correct.
And you are fucking stoked you didn't leave.
Pumped. You run down the stairs like it's Christmas morning.
And you're disappointed every time.
Of course you're disappointed. Taco Bell's around the corner from me.
Remember the last time I did that and they dropped it off at my neighbor's house?
Oh, you were devastated.
And I was like looking around.
Devastated.
I bet as well have been looking at my own fucking trash can like a dirty little raccoon.
Yeah. The other day, Bill said to me, and I quote, "Hey, I'm going to order some food from Taco Bell. Want anything?" I said, like delivery? Like the pandemic is almost over.
Yeah.
Right?
You could go through a drive-thru.
Well, let's hold on a minute. The Taco Bell is not even a 5-minute drive from my home. You know where Taco Bell is from my home. That does not. Now, if you've been drinking,
fantastic.
It's 2 a.m. I get that. But this was like 3 p.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And he was like, he heard it. I didn't say anything. He heard it out loud and he went, "Hey, I'm going to run this taco out. I'll be right back. Do you want anything?" I was like,
you thought better of that.
I'm glad that you
thought better of that.
Made those decisions.
Well, it's really funny too, is because you'll look at a Taco Bell order, right? And it'll be like 45 minutes and you're like, worth it.
Every time. Can I tell you actually what makes me more angry? When they say, "Oop, had to make a stop. Be there soon." I will fucking light your car on fire. What are you talking about? Had to make a fucking stop. And fuck you, like, Uber Eats.
You get
to say, now here's the deal. We're going to get you the Taco Bell that's 5 minutes away from your house. Okay? You dick.
In an hour.
But
be casual.
If you want it right now, it's going to cost you an extra $2.50. Now, if you want to wait, and potentially there might be a Taco Bell emergency around the corner.
Is it like a ride share for Taco Bell?
Yes. It's for all your fast food. So now you have to, when you order your food now on Uber Eats, Grubhub, you have to be very specific when you order and say, and sometimes they'll say like, "Hey, do you care when we get there?" Or, yeah bro, I fucking care.
I always care. When it comes to my food, you jock me all the time. And anybody who knows me, I don't know why. If I answer my cell phone, if you call me and I answer my cell phone, anybody who's there will be laughing out loud listening to this right now. If I answer my cell phone, I am ordering food. Like, you caught me on a break.
You were always ordering food.
I'm always ordering food.
You were always ordering food. Or you always pick up and you're always like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, "Oh my God, that's fucking wild. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, can I get extra ketchup? That like spicy one you guys have? Can I get that one? Okay, thank you." Anyways, girl, I'm in line. You got like 2 seconds to give me that order because I'm about to pay. Do you want me to call you back or do you want to stay on the phone for this? I'm like, what is happening in your life where you're always ordering food? You stay ordering food.
Well,
it's like you're a Grubhub driver. You might as well just work for Grubhub at this point.
It's funny. I and everybody knows my order too, because it is like you catch me in that moment and I'm just like 1 second and then somebody will like repeat it in the phone and I'm just like, haha, you're funny. Good thing I have a 06 and there's no Bluetooth so they cannot hear you fucking patronizing me. Okay, I know what I like. I'm a woman on the move.
I'm a woman on the move.
I'm a woman on the move. And another thing too is I'm a car eater. I don't fuck around. Like Ian, my husband, will literally like roll the bag up like a decent fucking human.
Right.
It's fast food. Now, if I ordered a filet mignon and I'm like cruising through, I might want to stop at home and like cut it with a knife. Right. Chances are, no. I'll take that bitch like a patty and I will just like tear on it.
This is where you and I differ very much.
I know.
Because I have a whole system set up in my car. I have a blanket that's in the back that is purposeful. It's a wool blanket that is only for food. I turn my car seats on as I'm ordering. I'm getting the car revved up. I'm putting it on high, okay? Once they give me the food, it immediately goes to the passenger side on the seat, covered up with a blanket. Put my purse on top sometimes. Depends on what I ordered. When I get home, when I tell you it is piping hot, I might as well have just made it myself. No, I do not. I want to enjoy my food with what? No pants on.
Yeah, we know that.
In bed with my, if I'm going to splurge and get high blood pressure, it's going to be good. I'm not about to eat it in my car like a wild one. Every time I think about you eating in the car, because I don't actually think I've seen you in our friendship that many times eat in the vehicle. Like, yeah, you might eat a little something here and there. I've never seen you go hard. Like, all I can picture is blonde hair flying with your phone on your chest and you're just going in.
It's tucked.
It's tucked and you're just going in.
Talking.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone too.
Of course you are. You're double. You're
no.
multitasking.
If I get fast food, my one contingent is it has to be fresh fast food because we already know that it came from a shipping container that was 2 years old. Okay,
Obviously.
I just like it. There's not another minute to waste. Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
There will not be a moment wasted.
No, there will not.
Well, that's where we differ, and that's why I'm a slow eater. And you know what the thing is? I appreciate that you can car eat, and you appreciate that I slow eat.
But you know what's kind of funny is like Ian's a big slow eater too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm a very unbothered person though.
You
like,
are unbothered.
Whatever the fuck you're doing, like you're doing it.
Yeah, it's not fucking
For me,
my flow
like,
up.
I have a very distinct sense of urgency constantly.
Yes.
Like everything. Like I clock in.
So do I.
To
But
everything.
not food.
I know.
Not food.
But you remind me when I was growing up, my cousin, she was really, really good at that. I remember like I would get a toy and I'd go fucking hard in the paint with it.
Right.
Just fucking it up. Just playing so hard. And I always remember she'd be like, it's got to keep the tags on. Like Beanie Baby, right?
Yeah.
She's like, no, all the tags need... Like she's dusting him and stuff, and I'm just like in with that little Beanie Baby. He's just like fucking diving and eating. He's in the bath, then he's in the bed. Like there's just like all this stuff.
It's because you are the oldest child. It's because you're the oldest child. You take everything for fucking granted. You take it all for fucking granted. You got all the toys. You didn't have a hand-me-down. Bitch, you were the hand-me-down. Okay?
Yeah.
You fucking had the
maybe.
freshest and the deafest of everything. So you didn't learn to appreciate anything. So you get that Taco Bell, Nacho Bell Grande, and you're scarfing it down. Now me, middle child. Got to worry
like
about this bitch over here and this one in front of me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hide it like a squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And when no one's around, I'm going to peacefully enjoy it because these two bitches are riding my coattails. I saw them eyeballing my food. Yeah. And I also live with a prisoner. So, Bill's clocking my food all the time to the point where we've had some discussions of late.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love you so much.
Totally.
But if you don't stay the fuck out of my plate, I will fucking stab you in the throat. I don't know what else to tell you. I would like to enjoy a meal. You have a meal. It's not like I got a meal.
Yeah.
You didn't get a meal.
Yeah.
You got a meal.
You're like, I ordered the exact amount of exactly what I wanted.
No, I actually ordered you more. I said, you know what? This big guy, he's a big guy.
Gotta anticipate him.
Yeah. He looks like he's burning a lot of calories. Let me get you a little bit more. And still. And you know why? You want to know why he's like that? Because he's the oldest goddamn child, okay?
Sometimes I'll try to test myself. I'll try and roll it up.
Never enough.
I'm like, this is stupid. What am I doing? I literally have tried. I've tried to like bring home food to my family and enjoy it as a family, and I've been really upset by it.
Are you the person that gets a pizza, picks it up, and then he has a slice in the car?
Hell yeah.
Are you that person that lets the perfect amount of heat out of the fucking pizza?
Ian, literally, he'll be like, did you have a slice? I'm like, hot pizza? Duncan, you wanted me to drive 7 minutes home without eating a slice.
Yeah, you're out of your mind.
The cheese melt.
I wouldn't even send you.
I actually think Ian hates, you guys, my husband hates leaving the homestead. I will never have to track this motherfucker because if I ever did, I like want him to go somewhere. Like we were talking earlier. I want an air of mystery.
Right.
Where is he?
Where's he going?
And he's like, oil change. I'm like, you dog. And he will only ever leave. It's so funny. It's probably because he has anxiety about me. Because he will only go get the pizza. And I'm like, you ordered it. Granted, I hate fucking doing any errands after like I am home like that.
Oh yeah, I'm not leaving the house.
I'm like a moving part.
I'll grab whatever you want. But once I make it home, it is a done
Bro, I'm not
deal.
leaving. And
I might as well have lost all feeling in my legs.
Volunteers to go get the pizza.
You're like, that's weird.
And I mean, I never questioned it too hard, but now I know
No,
it is
it's because he's tired of you making the pizza cold because you're so selfish. You
one
can't just
fucking
wait.
slice. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break.
Actually, I will say that Bill has learned now that when he comes home, he knows that I like to inspect things, right?
Wow.
I can tell you if you got a new fucking eyelash. Okay?
That is true.
I
Dean's
notice
good
things about people.
too.
I'm very perceptive. So Bill has learned this, and so he knows.
Leave the sticker on.
Leave the sticker on. The bag must stay fresh. Must stay fresh. Mama ain't gonna be happy.
That is funny.
So he makes sure that he goes and he will walk in the door and he'll go.
Friendship really works for us.
Didn't even touch a fry. I didn't even touch a fry. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. Mhm. Good looking out, homie.
We're all fucked
Good
up.
looking out. So I say all that to say that we needed a month off. We just needed a month off. I needed a month
like
off.
shit
You
was
needed a month
starting to
off.
get itchy.
Shit was getting itchy. I was getting weird rashes for no reason. And
I actually was too. I mean, I always have weird rashes. Don't go too far into that. But I will say, I was like, shit that does not bug me was starting to pile up. I was starting to get a little fucking edgy.
It was getting ragey for no reason.
Yeah, and I was like, not eating in the car. Appetite gone.
That's what we knew there was a first
and I
problem.
was like, I haven't been to Starbucks to date.
I was being irrational about rational things. Like I was at a stoplight. I was like, fucking stoplights. This is bullshit. So I got to stop now at a fucking stoplight. That's when I knew I might need some time off.
Everybody can attest to this in real life as an adult because we're not bitches.
Right.
So me and you specifically can attest to this. When regular life shit has you burnt, that's when you know it's time for a TO. Okay? Call it TO.
Just call it just a TO.
Because sometimes when I'm just like, I woke up, me and Ian, I think we even had this argument, and then I was like, I'm fucked up. I was like, I woke up, I drove all the way to work.
Right.
And I mean, like, the whole way.
The whole way.
And then I picked our kids up, both of them.
2.
Came home, fed them. Dinner, and now I'm in bed.
You're a what's going on?
And that's the end of it. And he's like, so you woke up today? And I was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That attitude. Right fucking there.
That nasty attitude right there.
Did you just say what I just said to you to me?
Right. What the fuck are you talking to?
It's like,
yeah.
We're not here. You know when you look in your marriage and you're like,
cool it.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Right.
You're in the butt. There it is. Dish in the sink. Clocked it. What is it? Right on time? This motherfucker's always leaving dishes around. He's just like, my asshole. Where?
Yeah.
I mean, and like that shit, like I know we all have like the socks on the floor and these motherfuckers are leaving like the.
But this has been
like
since the beginning of
like
the
this much milk.
Oh, that much creamer? You could do that with milk. Don't fuck me when I'm creamer.
You know, for me, I'll drink a black cup of Joe.
No.
If I go in the morning to pour my baby his bubas, and he's looking at me, he's on the hip. I'm all fucking boogie-eyed, and he goes, "Mama, I want my bubba," and I'm like, "I shall deliver, because I am your bitch."
Right.
And I pour him an ounce and a half of milk, and he gives me that look like, "Bitch, you're playing."
Like, is this? I'm sorry. I know we're in a pandemic.
And then I look at him, 14 months, and I say, "You're telling me I drove all the way to work."
Right. Well, and I knew that our time of being out of the studio is coming to an end because, I mean, without me even counting the days, mostly because Bill was definitely, he has said now this last week, he goes, I was just like
excited. Oh, yeah.
And he literally looked at me on Saturday. He didn't say anything. He just goes, and I said, are you tired of my voice? He was like, I'm glad you said it. Yeah. If you could just not talk anymore until tomorrow. I love you too. It's like so much, but you have so many stories. Like,
Ian and
You
I
have so many stories though.
You guys.
You weren't even out of the house the last 3 days.
You guys.
How do you have, I've seen you. You've been with me. How do you have so many
Nothing
stories?
happened.
Nothing happened. I
But
go,
you
no,
have a
there's
lot happening.
There's a lot happening. People are calling. There's like, it's nonstop.
You guys, Ian and I have wildly different this was the best thing in marriage. This is when you're in a happy marriage. And I mean this because the exact same thing happened.
Oh yeah.
Last night. He has his own hobbies, so he's in his office doing his hobbies.
Right.
And I said, might be nice for some time. And he says, you know what? I agree. I've been in my office for a couple hours, took a little beat.
You just came back
and
from
he
vacation.
comes out.
I don't. Okay.
Not the point.
Okay.
Just being a fucking dick. He comes out. What I say, it was under 5 minutes. He goes, I'm going to head back in there. And I say, probably a good fucking idea. And you guys, I am dead ass. Everybody in a marriage just looked around. He sat on the couch. He said, I want to watch this movie with you. I said, do I look like I want to watch that fucking movie?
And he said,
I think I'm going to head right back in. And I said, I think that's a fucking good idea.
I think it's actually a good idea. I'm sorry.
said,
I apologize.
Yep.
I actually apologize.
And we didn't even fight.
Right. No, because what's there to fight about? He's right.
Right up.
Gonna Scooby-Doo
and
out of here.
he just Scooby-Dooed right back in there.
Right.
And me and my Tootsie Roll went upstairs because that one doesn't give me a lot of guff. He looks at me and says, Mom, hear me out. Hear me out. Moana? Again? And I said, can I stare aimlessly at Instagram for the next 2.5 hours unbothered?
1000%.
And he said, you read my mind. Diabolical.
Sometimes you sneak a little AirPod in. You're like, no, I'm watching. I'll act like I haven't seen this before.
Oh, yeah. And he said, I love laying with you.
Right.
And I'm like,
that's your audience. Play into your audience.
This is the man of my life.
Right. This is the guy that you got to be calling out of the room.
I got one.
Yeah. You got one on the hook.
Bye, bro.
Yeah. Leave that dude in this room.
I got
so now I'm like, we're back in the studio, and my husband, I feel like, is relieved that he can talk less to me. And I get it. It's a lot. I know I come in hot. I've got a lot happening in my life every day.
Always.
And for a guy who's like chilling.
You know, for us, it's not that we have a lot going on in our life, but the reason why we can do this, people, you know, our photographer, we did a photo shoot, as you guys saw a few weeks ago.
Yes.
God, 2 weeks ago. Not even. Yeah. About 2 weeks ago, right? And he looks at it and he said, you know, I was listening to a few episodes to really get a feel for you guys for the shoot. Do you guys rehearse this? And it made us laugh so hard because I thought, wow, other humans are like, that's a lot just going on in that hour.
Right.
And it's really funny because just to ensure you guys, I mean, I know a lot of women already know this. If there are male lists, like, no, we used to try and map out certain things, and every once in a while, if it's a hot top, she'll send me like, this is what I'm fucking referring to. Read this article so you don't look like an asshole. I only read it 2% of the time.
Right.
That's also
very
important.
Rare.
Very
rare.
But I can skim.
Right.
The whole point, though, is like me and you, our minds, like the shit I think between stoplights.
Oh.
And that my husband equally loves / hates that about me. Because he's just like, you thought of all of that in this? And then sometimes we're driving, he's like, can you just...
No. My brain is on fire all of the time.
I mean, literally, I'm burning down in here.
I have woken up in the middle of the night and been like, cha-ching,
oh my God.
Idea.
Like,
what are you talking about? I have a pad next to the bed. No shade.
And Ian always knows he's in for it anytime we leave a family event, and I give him this look.
He's like,
I don't want a long car ride, and we have 50 minutes clocked. What are your thoughts?
Phil always knows when I turn down the stereo. Yeah. He's like, fuck, here we go. I can see it. But I also will say that, like, I just love him so much. And I cannot wait to tell him all of my deepest, darkest secrets. What's going on in my brain.
I always find a freshie.
Always a freshie. I'm coming with new material all of the time. I have wild dreams that I just cannot wait to share.
You ever meet somebody where you're like, wow, that's it?
That's it. Just
that's all she wrote.
T to B. That's it.
I had one client, and I remember she was telling me some issues her and her husband were having, much like clients do, women in general, friends. And she was telling me, which I found this about boring people, and I'm sorry if I'm reaching any of you or if I'm hitting a note. Maybe you should go to a counselor and talk to that inner child.
Yeah, if you haven't found a counselor by listening and watching this by now,
you
I
guys,
don't know what to tell
I
you.
mean this dead ass. If a home remodel is hard on you too, and I'm not talking like it would be hard on my husband and I because aesthetically we are very different, but very fiery.
Right.
So we're not going to do that.
Right.
Yet. Secondly, though, if just a remodel is hard on you in general because you're forced to like communicate or maybe like cohabit in certain spaces and like you've realized somehow like this is the demise of your relationship, maybe you need more shit to be doing.
1,000%.
Hey, guy. Talking to you.
Hey, guy. Talking to you.
Do you know what I'm saying, though? When
1000%.
people start talking to me about you guys, you need some perspective because if you're home remodeling and then you're just at each other's throats because maybe you're only using one bathroom or maybe you're forced to talk about things regularly. I just feel like the remodel is a common theme in like our age group now where they're like,
that and a big
they're
move.
really on top of me now.
And fucking like Bill and I were just talking about it. We're
so much
moving
dick.
and we were just talking about it the other day and I said, I just love us. I love that like it's like my therapist was like, so how's it going with like, you know, the packing and the moving? It's a lot. And I said, yeah, it's like, whatever. I mean, we're fine. And she was like, oh, really? She was like, a lot of couples really have a hard time. I was like, yeah, no, my husband and I, like, we see the light. We know there's a light. So what's there to argue about? Like, if anything, it actually makes us stronger. We're like, gang, bitch.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Ian and I. We got into one little tiff on our Mexican vacation.
That's right. You went to Mexico.
You guys, amazing.
You went to Cancun.
It was amazing.
Someone sent me a message and they said, and I thought it was very sweet. Someone who doesn't know either of us, but very concerned listener. So I just want to put you guys at ease. Someone sent me a message and said, are you guys doing all right?
Oh, like me and you?
Yeah. They were like, you guys haven't recorded. There's been no new episodes. She's clearly living her best life in Mexico. I saw a lot of extensions being whipped around and I did not see any braids. And I was like, okay, like, don't worry.
Also still in healthcare.
Right. I'm still helping people live their best lives. And my husband and I are like moving. We have a lot of shit going on right now. Yeah. I'm making moves. And if one of my best friends who has 2 children, full-time gig, husband.
More than full-time. I did not see that coming.
Life. I mean, just like, you know, nonstop clients. Yeah. Kids, and if you tell me I'm dipping, bye. Like, I'm not jealous about what? Girl, that's all I want for you. I want you to go and live your best life.
Well, obviously, like, of course.
This isn't Spring Break 2002.
I was going to say, everybody wants their friendships to align into the perfect vacational bliss. You guys, after 25, it doesn't. And if you took the route where you're like, career-oriented and working remote and, like, no kids and like, yeah, we can meet in Napa every other weekend.
Duh. Which we did when we were.
The level of orchestrating that it took, such a mad shout out. Me and my husband, we have so much family support. And we also, but everybody unspokenly agreed that was the last time that's ever happening.
They're like, you better take these kids.
Like, we knew. Ian and I knew. Like, it was now or never, you guys. We pulled the ripcord because we did take a 6-day vacation.
It's a long time.
With no kids.
That's a long time.
And the only way that was happening was the families. We are all local, split the kids.
Yeah, like Bill and I can leave right now. Like right now, I could stop this podcast.
Yeah.
Bill and I can say, we're going to go to Ireland. Yeah. And we could go book a plane right now and get on a plane to Ireland. That can happen. That cannot happen for you. Guys, but I just thought that was very sweet.
That is very sweet.
And of course, I love her. But you know what's the best thing about having a friendship like ours is no matter how much fun she had, I always know deep down, deep down, she would have just had more fun with me. So,
you guys, that is true.
And that always makes me sleep better.
And I'm like, I wonder if I'm like a bad wife or an awesome wife. Because for me, I'm always like, this is fun. Don't get me wrong. But what if?
What if?
Yeah, the big thing about growing up, and it's really just the next decade while the kids are in the thick of being little.
Oh, yeah.
You guys,
when they get older, you do get your life back.
You guys, don't worry. Like,
and you're bored. Then you're Bill and I watching
Well,
Netflix.
if you did it wrong, you're bored.
If you did it wrong. Oh, no. So can I tell you what the best part of my weekend was? Okay, so you went to Mexico. And I had this like month off. We had like, we had planned it. You had time off. You were like dipping and diving. And Bill and I really got real hard because we don't have recording, which means I don't have editing, which means I'm not editing, hours of shit. And so I just had a lot of free time. Oh, and at first I tried to fill it like a stay-at-home mom. And I'm not a stay-at-home, but by the way, I'm still going to work every day. Like work is still a thing that's happening. But we really bumped up our shows. Okay. Yeah. So I told you that Bill and I got into Married at First Sight Australia. Okay. When I tell you it has gotten to the point where I've gotten upset and I've had to leave the room. Okay. Because I don't like women who try to steal other women's men and then just like in front of I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. When I tell you my husband is in it, he had to say to me, and I quote, he came in the room at 9 a.m. on Saturday. I said, I'm going to throw in a quiche. When was the last time you heard me say that? I'm going to throw in a quiche. Yeah, what do you want? I want to go for a walk? I had some downtime. You want to go for a walk? And he said, no, I really want to watch that last episode of Married at First Sight Australia. No, seriously, I really do want to know what happened. I said, it's 9 o'clock, Bill. We can't watch trash TV at 9 a.m. He goes, close the blinds. It'll be like it's a nighttime. I said, are you serious? He goes, no, I said, I can't do it. I need to have coffee, have a morning, like have a regular person morning.
Too much tea for 9.
11:30 rolled around and he came and found me and said, so can we watch Married at First Sight Australia now? Because I really want to see what happened from last time.
Ian and
we watched 2 episodes the night before. AP, 2 episodes the night before.
Ian gets like that though. When we were watching Love is Blind.
Oh, Love is Blind was great.
You guys, bring it back.
Quality television.
Flex.
Okay. And who was it brought to you by? I'm sorry, Married at First Sight. Just saying. Okay, you're welcome.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, you guys, Love is Blind. Like, I am dying. I need another Messica in my life. And I don't care what they say about you, girl. You had it pinned against you.
You brought the fire.
And not to mention, like, that one dude was playing you a little bit. And then you got the really sweet one, Love is Blind, right? And then boom, short. That, like, you couldn't have.
Maybe drink less wine the next time. Like that's
also, everybody knows you have to slow down on the red wine after 30.
Everyone knows. It doesn't hit the same. That's why you get into a nice spritzer like a Truly or a High Moon.
Truly,
you gotta get into yes.
Truly, no pun intended. Okay, no free advertising anymore. We're not fucking with you guys.
We're not fucking with you guys, all right? The numbers are up. The numbers don't lie, bitch. It was very nice to have this time off. I'm really glad that we did, but I'm also glad that we are back. Oh my God. I was going to go insane.
Another reason why I knew I was super excited to get back is because I started note taking again.
Oh yeah.
Like Hot Tops. I was like, I'm going to hit this shit. I'm going to hit this shit. Whereas like by the time we were rolling, you guys, the month before, honestly, before was fine. But like the prep of vacation plus work, especially you guys know the fucking beauty world. I love it. But as I said to a lot of other people, I got into hair to chill.
Chill, bro.
No chill. There is no chill. No, I might as well be your fucking heart surgeon. Yeah. Because when I tell people I'm going out of town, people are upset.
Oh, no. They're like, I'm sorry, excuse me?
They're not happy for me.
Where are you going, ma'am?
They're like, I actually had a baby shower where my ex's new girlfriend might be there.
And look at these roots.
And roots.
Look at the roots.
Roots.
Look at the roots.
And I'm like, well, maybe if you buffed it out with a personality, it wouldn't be
so noticeable.
Hard on you.
Yeah.
But you know what? Nuances.
Different strokes for different folks. Okay, so I'm gonna blow your mind a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna get into my journal entry. Okay, because one, I want to say just right off rip. And this isn't even part of my journal entry, but I really want to say this to everyone who has watched the last episode that we went out on, which was the Woody versus Mia Farrow, the Woody Allen versus Mia Farrow.
Watch the whole thing.
Please go suck a dick. I don't care that you're a man and that you found what I said one-sided. I don't give one fuck. If you've never watched this or listened to our show before, you should know, and I say it a lot, I don't give one fuck. Don't care what you think. Don't care that you don't like it. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like it, you know what you can do? Oh, you can all, yeah, well, that, and you can suck a bunch of dicks. But, like, that goes without saying. I don't care. So please don't send me any more mail because I like, stop typing. I don't even read them. I just swipe and delete.
It's just like a really funny, interesting knee-jerk reaction to see.
It was mostly men. Men are like, I cannot believe you.
No, of course. But like, that's the interesting part about like certain types of men. I've realized, like, you'll see a victimized woman who said, this happened to me as a small child, amongst many witnesses.
Right.
And by the way, this man for 25 years still led a very prosperous career.
Very.
I wouldn't say it was swept under the rug. His reputation was tarnished. Tarnished, right? But no true no charges were ever filed against him. He was cleared. And it's just such an interesting stance to take that you've watched this victimized person and then you're still upset even though this man is a millionaire.
Killing it.
Still very much like an icon in his field. I mean, watching people repeatedly, the hardest part, of course, hearing the victim's side, but one of the hardest parts was watching like a lot of like the Emmy, or not Emmys, but Oscars and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Referring to him as like a genius and everything. And to completely dismiss this girl's pain and suffering based on something that you're saying is quote unquote one-sided that's just such an interesting. You can watch that and think to yourself, let's just say you think, wow, I wonder what really happened. None of us were there.
Right. You can think a lot of things.
You really can. That's a human nature. You should like dive in. But it's really interesting to watch something like that and then hear people like us on a podcast give commentary to that and be like, well, wow. That's one-sided. You're like, well, isn't that one-sided what you're saying? So you're telling me you actually have to watch a little girl get fucking diddled for you to be like, whew, monster.
Mm-hmm. It's like, well, here goes women fucking throwing men under the... No, you guys have done horrible shit. We have been in a pandemic, and during the pandemic, I told you, we were going to touch on this in a couple of episodes ago, and I've been meaning to get back to it. So we do a lot of backtracking tonight. And I told you, I said, I wonder what the instance of like incarcerations for rape, breaking in, kidnappings, what the numbers are now. So a girl that I know works at the prison and another girl that I know works at PAR. And she said, when I tell you the numbers are abysmal, there are nobody. I said, so rapes. She said, what rapes? Stalking? About stalkers. TPOs? She's like, what TPOs? I said, so essentially because we have forced men to stay home and not be predators, we've been all right. She's like, yeah, women are doing better than ever. She goes, now what we're getting like some drunk drivers here and there because they're like going from one person's house to another and kind of getting caught. But that was rare because you don't have a lot of police out. You don't have a lot of break-ins. She's like, we did the break-ins we saw take a dip first. Just no crime at all. We're not even out of the pandemic. They said, hey, bitch, you cannot wear a mask outside. What happened? Pew, meow, 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 meow. Murder. Pew, 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 pew. Kill you, rape you, take you. Pew, meow, 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 meow. A lady this morning was hit in the head from a man because she was Asian in the head with a mallet. We are still in a pandemic. It is barely open. And the men are like, nah, this feels right back at home. What the actual fuck? And actually, if anything, I've been hearing you in my voice or in my brain for the last month, and it's like, there's no good news. And I'm like, this bitch was on to something. There is no good news. This is all awful. You people are the worst. We haven't even been open. We're not even necessarily open for business. We're a restaurant that has the tables, has the food, has the napkins, a very limited menu. And you guys are all in. There is a line down the goddamn street.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking insane. So the fact that you think I give a fuck about you sending me any messages about a little girl, I don't care that you don't like it. I don't care that you don't like it.
It's just such a fascinating
strange,
stance.
Right? It's weird.
Like, I want to be angry with you.
I don't want to be on the wrong side of that history.
But I'm just so, what a fascinating stance to take. Like, a fascinating stance.
Fascinating is a good word.
Truly, I mean, like, we could call it a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But, like, honestly, like, this psychological phenomenon needs to be dived into. Like, what?
It really does.
And I'm raising two sons, by the way.
And I'm not talking shit. Like, I'm not trying to bring it back up and get everybody all riled up.
I'm not going to raise my sons to believe that they're natural born fucking predators.
Come on.
Right? But like, if they saw that, I would hope I'd raise a man that would just be sickened over even the idea of it. The idea.
But these guys, men I don't know.
And it's so funny, too, because if you've watched any fucking Woody Allen movies, which I did, God, it should have been my first red flag, one of my worst exes, like the man who made a mark on me that made me believe, like, first time I was ever crazy. You know, that crazy, it drives the crazy out.
Oh, yeah.
He was obsessed with Woody Allen.
Yep.
Fucking obsessed.
Oh, he's got a fan club.
And I dived into it, and this guy is just obsessed with fucking underage girls.
Yes. Like a lot of men are, actually. Which is why we are stuck in this, you know.
And I won't go to, I know that there's guys who look at 16, 18, 20-year-old women, and I'm grouping them I mean, Jesus Christ, the girls these days are like, how old are you?
I got one in my house.
I actually feel bad for you.
I got
men out there because goddamn, one of my clients, she said, how old do you think this girl is? We were just, and she knew her. And I said, 16. And she said, she is 13. And I was like, 13 and 16 are wildly different.
Wildly different.
Not now. But like my 16 self versus my 13 self.
Oh, I was wild looking. Yeah. If I looked like this then, get the fuck out of here.
I was putting socks in my bra.
I was wearing flannel. I was trying to cover it all up.
These girls know the internet, you guys. The internet.
It is wild.
And it's not an excuse. That's not what I'm saying.
It is wild.
I'm just saying it is. I feel bad for men. Like, my boys, I'm going to have to be like, you fucking get her driver's license.
Oh,
get her.
Get a scanner.
Yeah,
and I want 2 witnesses that have seen her drink alcohol in a bar in a public setting who someone checked her ID first.
Yes.
2 witnesses. One's a man, one's a woman.
I am not kidding you. Yeah. I want these stats. Like, I am going to ingrain this shit into my sons because it's fucking important.
If you thought that was going to blow your socks off, you just wait until I tell you. Well, you know, I like we said earlier, my little brain keeps going very fast. Okay. So one night I was in the studio and I was working on I knew we had a photo shoot coming up. So this was probably like 2 weeks before our photo shoot. And I knew we had a photo shoot coming up and I was kind of like looking at ideas, what we could do, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, in doing that, my computer was like, fuck you. How about fuck you? How about I fucking hate you? How about you? I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. Fuck you. I'm not going to work. And I was like, well, that's harsh. How about we run some systems? Let's see what's going on. You don't seem like, or do you have COVID? Okay. What's going on?
Let's unpack it.
Let's unpack it. I'm here for you, girl. I know you're mad, but I'm back. Well, while I'm doing this, you're bored. I'm on my phone. And for some reason, Mike Tyson came on to my YouTube. Actually, I remember why. I was listening to a podcast. And the person that was talking to another individual, and they said, do you remember that YouTube show? Yeah, blah, 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 was on Mike Tyson's YouTube podcast, like a podcast, but it's also filmed. Instantly, I was curious, right? It's Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike Tyson doesn't have the most sing you to sleep kind of voice. We're going to throw it all out there. So it's interesting to me that he's got a podcast that's thriving. I mean, not that Mike hasn't done the work, but okay, we all know what it is. Why am I doing this? You guys know what it is. So I immediately log on. They're talking and I'm like, Mike Tyson. Sure enough. Okay, now I want you to picture this. I'm just going to drop this on you. Do with it what you want. Okay? When I tell you that Mike Tyson made me cry 3 times. Okay? It is shot in black and white. I can't remember the exact name, but it's something along the lines of like getting high with Mike. Smoking a blunt with Mike. Smoking out with Mike. And I was like, this is going to be shitty, right?
Yeah.
And he's talking to this young guy, and this guy's like, you know, like, fuck bitches. I fuck bitches. Yeah, I cheat on my girl. Like, whatever. I do what I want. I do what I want. Do what I want. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. I do what I want. And the whole reason why I had the guy on is because the guy said some like really fucked up shit about the LGBTQ community. And he also said some really fucked up shit about, I believe it was LeBron James' daughter, who identifies as a male. Okay. She's transgendered. I believe you guys, I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive she was born a female, but male. And Mike Tyson had a problem with this. Obviously, if some of you guys know, Mike Tyson's daughter, one of his children passed away, died tragically. He's had a really like weird, tragic life. And I was like, all right, I'm into this. I'll keep watching. You guys, to watch and listen to Mike Tyson with his voice that he's always owned in black and white, smoking weed, high as a fucking kite, dropping knowledge. And I'm not talking like he was like Tony Robbins, but if Tony Robbins had got hit in the head a bunch, okay, and then like got a tattoo on his face and like been through some shit, and then Tony got high, I couldn't stop watching. I was 5 episodes in before I knew what it was. What I mean, captivating. He was dropping knowledge. And he goes, the problem with young men like you is that you marry a woman and you want her to love you like your mother, but no one can love you like your mother. She gave birth to you. So you have these expectations of women and they can never meet them. So we feel, of course, like there's a spotlight on, like something's wrong with us. So what do? Instead of digging deeper into that and figuring out what's wrong with us, no, we cheat on them, we lie to them, we talk shit to them, we treat them like shit. Instead of us doing the work and realizing that this beautiful human being, I was like, I know, Mike. You guys, I've been saving this for weeks. Do yourself a favor. Just Google, just YouTube.
We got to tag it.
Mike Tyson podcast. It's going to pop up. And when I tell you, I don't know if the black and white, like whose decision that was, definitely drew me in more. And before I knew it, he had this grown man across from him weeping. This man was weeping. He had an entourage. And the entourage was like, you okay, homie? Like, you all right, homie? Like, he was just like, nah, man, like Mike's spitting truth. Like when Mike spits truth, he spits truth. And I was like, what is going on? Am I high? It was one of the best, single most things I have ever witnessed. Ever.
It is so true, too, about that is like we are all, and of course there's some of us who just don't have it. Right. And I would say that's maternal instinct.
Right.
There are women who I've met who I'm like, you don't have it.
Right.
Like, and that wasn't anything. Like, sometimes you don't have it. Kind of like the paternal instinct, yes. Right? Like, it's a very distinct thing. Like, a man naturally wants to protect and provide. I truly believe those are natural things, whereas we want to protect and nurture. And our protection isn't so much like throw hands, but I mean, let's be real. Sometimes,
throw a couple hands.
You could be both, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, it's that nurturing. I want to feed you. I want to make sure you're warm. Right. I want to make sure you're well taken care of and your boo-boos are the Tootsie Rolls.
The Tootsie Rolls.
Right? And so it's so funny that he would actually say that because, yeah, they do. If you don't provide exactly the way a good mother did, then you're like somehow a trash woman.
It was really interesting to hear his take because I've never seen a man be that vulnerable. And I don't know if it was the weed or if it was just, and he does say, he's like, I've done the work. I'm in counseling all the time. I journal, I write, I meditate. He's like, I am a different man. Yeah, I still fuck up. I have my shit. He's like, but you don't have, I think he has 6 kids or 7. He goes, you don't have 7 kids because you got your life figured out. He goes, and that's not to say that I don't love my children. But he's like, all the shit I fucking did is because I was a fucking insecure bitch. I mean, he just kept saying it. He was like, I was an insecure fucking little bitch. Okay? If I loved that woman, I would have fucking let her love me. But I was so in fucking secure. They make this and I'm rucking around. I'm fucking hitting people in the face and they're fucking hitting me. I'm so fucking insecure that I couldn't even see all of the love that was readily available. And I was getting it and just over and over and over and over and over and just spitting in its face. It was, you guys, before I get on to my journal entry, I'm just going to tell you, if you have not, I'm being dead ass. If you have not logged on and watched it, I probably watched like every time he has a new episode now. I like put it on in the morning. His voice, who knew a lisp, a high pitched lisp could be soothing.
Could hit different.
It hit me different. It hit me truly. I was like, good for him. Good on him. Like to really buckle down, do the work and really change your life. You guys, it blew. I was telling everyone I met, I was like, excuse me, ma'am, in line. Have you heard of Mike Tyson's spot? Like blowing your mind. It was really interesting. And the whole thing is everyone's getting high the whole time. And yeah, some people tell some stories, but you know when someone gets too high and they're just like, they will not shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
It was great. I thought it was going to annoy me at first.
Yeah.
No, I was like, actually, everyone else shut the fuck up. I want nothing but mic time. I want MT time. I'm here for it. I am telling you, do yourselves a favor. Watch that. I am going to each week tell you something new that you've got to watch that you are not going to be able to put down. And I'm telling you, Mike Tyson's one of them. I was literally walking out to my car like, oh, I got my bag. Do I have my coffee? Yeah, Mike, right? You're telling me. Like,
that is funny. I did not see that coming.
You didn't see it coming.
Dropped it on me.
He dropped it on me. Okay, so now we're going to get into it real quick. You guys buckle down. It's going to get fucking real bumpy here. If two journal entries this week. One, you didn't have COVID before COVID, okay? You just didn't. You didn't. If I have to hear one more fucking person tell me, I go, well, did you get your vaccine? I'm like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I had fucking COVID in the summer of 2019. No, you didn't. No, you did not. Not have a fucking virus before the virus existed. You were not fucking patient zero. Okay? Or else we all would have caught it, you fucking dumb idiot. No, you did not. Shut the fuck up. Ooh, yeah, I got the vaccine, but I'm pretty sure I got really sick. Like, I don't know, July of 2020, I did not feel great. I mean, normally my immune system's really, no, you did not. No one gives a fuck. You were not patient zero. Why are we out trying to pandemic each other? You're like, well, we had it first.
That is a reality.
A
lot of people are trying to out pandemic.
Why are you guys all trying to scratch death onto your doors? You're like, well, I've lost 4 people. I know 4 people. I'm like, so directly, like family members, I'm so sorry. They're like, no, like a friend of mine's mother's cousin's sister, she got it, but she also had cancer. So it was like a whole thing. She gave it to her brother, gave it to her sister. I mean, they live in Australia and they haven't seen them in like years, but it hit close to home. I don't think it did. I don't think it did at all. You know what's close to home? Your garbage man. That's actually closer to you. If your garbage man would have gotten the fucking COVID, it would have been closer to you than your friend's mother's sister who lives in fucking Australia. You fucking idiot. Yeah. It is a fucking virus. We don't need to outdo one another. Instead, shut up. Get your fucking get your vaccine. Keep wearing the mask until they fucking tell us we don't have to anymore. Okay? That's all you got to do. Just shut up. We don't need to out-pandemic each other. That's not a thing that needs to happen right now. If I hear one more person.
That's a good one, actually.
I am pretty sure that my cousin gave it to me when we were at a wedding in Napa. No, she didn't. Or everyone in Napa would have died. Everyone would have died. You know why? Because our immune systems weren't ready. Everyone would have died immediately if they would have gotten it. You didn't have it. You would have known if you've had it. I had the worst flu ever. We've talked about it on this podcast. My lymph nodes swelled up the size of my foot. I was limping. You were there. I'm not exaggerating. I was limping. The Uber driver said, and I quote, "Oh, you should get that checked out." Our friend who is a PA looked at me in the airport and said, "I think you should stay and go to the hospital." That's how bad my flu was. And I still, to this day, have never looked at one person and said, I'm pretty sure I had COVID back then. That felt like vid. I did recuperate. It did take some months, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say I had the first case of the vid. No, you don't get an award for having the first case of the vid. Actually, you're actually a shit human being if you're the first fucking person, because that tells me you stand way too close to individuals, you don't wash your goddamn hands, and you don't know when not to come to work when you're fucking sick. You're the actual dick. You're the reason we're in this fucking problem. So
That's
stop
funny.
Boasting about having
That's true. It is a real thing.
COVID. Okay? Number 2, I understand we're in a pandemic. I understand when times were tough. I was out there. I remember. Okay? I get it. Mm-hmm. When you went to the grocery store, wearing a lot of checkers, a lot of self-checkout, right? Trying to keep the numbers down. I got it. Now, things are starting to open back up. People have lines. Ma'am, I can take you 3 in line 3. That's happening, right?
Yeah.
This is the time where all of you trash human beings who should never have been in self-checkout to begin with need to go back to the regular lines. You know exactly who the fuck you are. I walked into the goddamn store today. I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab some couple bevies. Got to get my blood pressure medicine because you people drive me absolutely fucking insane. And I'm going to have a stroke before I hit 40. Let me go get that BP medicine. And while I'm here, let's double the chances of me dying. I'm going to grab some Trulies. Let's double the fucking money today, bitch. I walk in and I go, you know who's a fucking checkout? You know who's a self-checkout? Me. You want to know why? I have an Apple Watch right here. Steve Jobs said, I'm going to make it super easy. You don't even need your card. You don't even need your wallet. As a matter of fact, you've been boasting about it on a podcast. You say, I leave my wallet at home. Okay? You're a fucking walking commercial. And if this bitch is fucking dead, you got that bitch. That bitch is always charged and ready. Why? Because you just paid $1,500 for the world's most expensive phone. This bitch holds a battery for, I don't know, it's never run out. I've actually never had this new phone run out of battery ever. I've never been like, ooh, someone got a charge? Not yet. I'm the bitch that knows how to use her phone.
You do.
I am already getting the items in my hands. That's right. If you're in self-checkout, shit should be in your hands. You should not have a full motherfucking cart. You shouldn't have lettuce, shit that needs to be weighed. Okay? You shouldn't need a fucking price check. Now again, beginning of the pandemic, I understand times were tough. We all started to learn how actually valuable a cashier was.
Full carts, just
full carts,
rolling up.
Because if you remember back in the day, a short year ago, in order to do self-checkout, you couldn't come up there with a full cart. You had to have 15 or less items.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
The store was like, bitch, if you can't carry it, you can't clock out. You can't clock out of here at all. Now we have people who are like, oh, it's lettuce. I don't know. Fucking L-E-T-T. No, it's not romaine. It's okay. Boom. Wait, is it weighing it? Is it, ma'am? Ma'am? Okay. Oh, there it goes. No, I didn't wait long enough. It's okay. I got it. Okay. And boom. Right. And still, if you're over 18, if you're under 8 or 21 and you buy alcohol, you still got to wait like a child, right? Yeah. Your light's blinking. This guy's light's blinking and you're just waiting like a kid and you're just like, I'm going to wait. No, she has to come over and put my driver's license number in so I can get my alcohol. I'll wait. Right. Now we're getting towards the end of that. All of you people who need assistance, go back to the lines and you know who you are. You're the older guy who's maybe in his mid-40s, who wears a Patagonia vest everywhere you go, to the point where people aren't
summer,
sure.
Fall, winter.
They're not sure. They're like, is he a professor or does he work at Trader Joe's? You're like, I have no idea. But he definitely has thick glasses and he always looks concerned and confused. He's always looking like, is that 1995 or 1595? Like he's that dude. Okay. Yeah. If you're an elderly person, right? Yeah. This wasn't meant for you. I get that. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Now, was there a learning curve? And a lot of you have adapted and I appreciate you. Thank you. You've tried your hardest. And that's why when I was in line, I wasn't frustrated. I wasn't annoyed at all.
Figuratively, though, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Now we're getting back to basics, right? Now you're seeing 2, 3, 4, 5 lines open up at the grocery store.
Sure.
I walked into the grocery store. I walk into the self-checkout. Line is so long. Now, the people that are in line with me are all the people that should be in self-checkout. There's like a young hipster in front of me who's like taking an ironic photo of his fucking shitty hat. There's a chick behind me who smells like fucking kombucha. Like there's a chick down the way, like extensions. She's like, I gotta fucking get him tightened. Like those are all my people. They all should be in this line with me. We are waiting because it actually was genius. If I do say so myself, it was genius. This older woman who had to be, I would say, in her 70s, had called over the lady that we all have come to know as the check my ID lady, right? That's all she's there to do. She's there to put more paper in, help you clear out any problems. And she's like, no, you have to put it back on the scale because it thinks you're trying to steal. No, back on the, there you go. See, now it's cleared up, right? She's that lady.
Sure.
This woman has called this lady over to ring up her items.
Fucking boss. She's all, I got the racket.
She did.
You there.
Ma'am.
I'm going to need you to.
What are you waiting for? This is your job. This lady walks over. This lady's being very patient. She walks over to her. She takes the first item. So she's like, oh, is it not working? And this lady's not saying, not boo to her. She's just doing a lot of this. Like.
Boss hog.
So the lady's like, oh, okay. Oh, so you just see this part? Just boop. She's like, huh, okay.
I'm not doing it.
And the lady's like, no, remember I told you these little numbers, you got to go boop. And she's like, oh, okay, I think I got it.
Yeah.
She goes to the next item. Well, then everyone in line saw she grabbed a head of lettuce and game over, right? She's not, she's not looking up lettuce.
She also goes, it'd probably just be best if you
so that's what happened. The woman got so aggravated. She was like, you know what? And the woman stood there like a field supervisor watching this poor lady whose job is, and now she's backed up right now because she's clocking the guy from Trader Joe's, Professor Y, who is taking forever because he's like, okay, boop. Okay, put this in the back. Do what's in the back? Nah, it's in the back. Okay, where is it at? I have bought every single item in my home. I can tell you right now where a SKU is. I don't even need to look at you on the side. A fucking box, boop, at the bottom. Like, I might as well work at Save Mart.
Yeah.
I know where the SKUs are. This is not fucking brain science.
Sure.
Okay? When I tell you this lady basically was just like, you got it. Before I knew it, this lady was like fucking cocktail. She was like, ugh, boop, boop, boop. Boop. I was like, so I am watching. I literally turned around. I said, so this is not going to piss anybody off. No one's upset. I'm the only one upset. You got into self-checkout and then forced this lady to check you out in self-checkout.
Genius.
Then she said, where do I put the card? And that's when I lost it. That's when I became unglued. I said, you got to be kidding me. And then everyone turned around and looked at me and I said, don't look at me. You look at her. You know what you're doing. You knew what you did. You didn't want to wait in line. And this is the new old person racket. You didn't want to wait in line.
And they do run their rackets, ladies and gents.
Officer, did I park in a red zone? My eyesight's not. You pulled that bullshit inside the goddamn grocery store. And then you had the nerve to double bag everything. This bitch double bagged. She is fucking our environment left and right. She's like, you know what? I'm almost out of here. Don't give a fuck. She fucking double bagged lettuce. Why? I've never gotten so much lettuce that I'm like, oh, bag's gonna break. Hold on. What? You double bagged lettuce?
She
double bagged lettuce.
Oh,
then she did the old person this. To every fucking item that she fucking bought. And I have
Classic
never wished for an elderly person to have osteoporosis more. I hope you have the weakest of all the bones. I hope I blow at your direction and your ankles snap like paper clips. I know
as you're saying this, it hurts a little. It's so funny. Here you are wishing osteoporosis on some fucking Betty White, and I over here insult the BDMS culture a little bit. You're like, whoa, don't hurt the kinks. I'm still not even saying it right. You know what? Perspective, my friend. I'm really sorry that you've been out here in the trenches that long to wish that fucking Betty White's aunt gets osteoporosis
and when I tell you
trips on her bag of lettuce, but the kinks can't take a hit.
And when
You're like, whoa. She doesn't mean to be insult. I meant every word. Just the same as I know you mean every word now. So I'm just saying we all have our tits for tats.
That I was praying. Like, I have never, it was like, it might as well have been a relay race. I have never wanted to get up to a fucking checkout counter more because I was going to show this old bitch. I was going to show her what real checkout.
Yeah, you're going to show her, you sick fuck. What? Who hurt you?
That's what my life has come to. I was like, and you should have seen me too. I was like, boop, 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 like fucking Steve Jobs.
Looking at her, and she's over there. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask her next time."
She was still fucking doing this shit. And I was like, "Hey, over here, fucking bitch,
dude."
Fucking bitch. And I was fucking hot. And then I looked at fucking Trader Joe's fucking Professor X over here, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" That guy said to you all, hey, I'm opening fucking aisle 4. You 3, he pointed to you and said over here. And you said, No, thank you. Fuck you. I hope your whole day's ruined. I hope that fucking vest is the only fucking piece of clothing you fucking have. I wish you wear that for the rest of your life. I hope when they bury you, it says in your will, I want to be buried in this. This is all I want to be ever buried in. I fucking hate you because that's the most interesting thing about you. The fact that you can't self-check out and you don't even have gray hair. He didn't even have gray hair. He couldn't self-check out. You should have seen him. It was like he was walking on the moon.
You are
on the moon. He was like, what's this? Is this a... Now what do I do? What the fuck do you do? The whole machine's lighting up. It's like, hey, bitch, hit me next. Are you finished? You want to pay? Yeah. Oh, okay. Then he put his card in. Oh, well, the chip didn't work. So then he's like looking around. I'm like, what are you looking around for? You should have gotten fucking line. You know what that doesn't happen? In fucking line. Because the lady would have been like, hand me your fucking card. I'll fucking run it. Okay? Yep. Then the girl goes, well, did you wipe
I'm not saying it's not valid.
Did you wipe the chip off? Did you wipe the chip off? He goes, wipe it off. She goes, yeah. Sometimes you got to wipe off the chip. And he goes, well, do I just wipe it off on my leg? He goes, or is it the old school way where you put a paper bag? Is it the old school way where you put a fucking paper bag over? I will fucking end your life if you do not get out of this line. I'll pay for your groceries. I'll pay for them. It can't be that much. Let's go. You got 9 items. Let's go. It took you an hour. Come on. I'll fucking boop. I got you and boop, I got you. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking scram. Beat it. You're the fucking reason we got this goddamn virus to begin with, you motherfuckers. Is it okay if I put it down when I order food? No, it's not is the fucking answer, you dick. You dick.
I hear you. I know you went through a lot.
Oh.
See, a lot of pent up energy. I'm gonna wrap it up with a similar yet
really got me upset, you guys. I'm really sorry. I mean, I don't want this old lady to die, but I maybe want her ankles to snap a little. Fuck her. Fuck
just
you.
Just so her caregiver, who is our age, can go through and boop boop and move on with their day.
Because there's always one fucking checkout, by the way. Why is that? That's never open.
I wish I could match the energy, but I'll meet you.
All right, fine.
So my journal entry is going to be about travel etiquette, right? Common theme.
Okay.
We're in an age of technology. Mm-hmm. I get that. In fact, I love it. I like a mobile boarding pass.
Right.
Who knew? Saved the trees. It's on me. My phone's not going anywhere.
I can't believe you actually used a mobile fucking pass. That's amazing.
I always use mobile fucking passes.
Oh, good for you.
Until they tell me.
Didn't know what Apple Pay was, but you're fucking boop right on. Anyways, go on.
No,
sorry.
Different cards. We're not getting into it here. I'm not getting into it with you here.
You know, I apologize.
So we get to the airport as is per regulus. A couple hours early.
Right.
And board just fine. Everything's lovely. And we go to make a connecting flight. Everything right now, because travel is obviously...
Right.
Everything's moving pretty smoothly.
Right. Where was your connection out of?
This one, we were coming back home, connecting through Houston.
Gotcha. That's what I thought.
Very distinct.
Right.
And as a mother... Truly, I've had 2 children in the last 5 years, and I have gained a new patience for children.
Okay.
I really have.
Yeah.
I can honestly tell you guys that shit that would have fucking rattled me, now I'm like, oh, fuck, I get it. I've been humbled. Truly have been humbled.
Yeah,
if I hear a screaming
me.
baby on a plane, I know what she's going through is 10,000 times worse than what any of you
babies are going to cry, dogs are going to bark.
When I tell you, and I get the whole techie thing, the pads that are new for the kids.
I'm sorry?
People are just with the phones and the iPads. They're like, here, small child,
new.
Drain all your dopamine on this piece of shit.
Okay.
But actually, if it makes your... I mean, there's always been piece of shit parents across the board. Right. So if you want to do that with your kid...
I just love that you said techie as if these just came out. Go on.
Well, I guess, granted, it's been 2 years lockdown, really for me. Pregnancy,
right.
Kid.
True.
No travel.
iPads have been around for at least 15 years. Go on.
Long fucking story short.
Okay, go on.
Put headphones on them, right?
Right.
No big deal. If you're a guy and you're busting...
And they're just cute. They're just like living their best life. Yeah.
And you are fucking my day up with your speakerphone conversation or your music... Osteoporosis, ankle snapping, go die. The only other thing that's worse than your shit choice for music, and I don't even care if I bang with it, it's shit choice in that moment.
Obviously.
Is when you let your fucking kid listen to a TV screen.
I will hit that kid in the face and then hit you.
So this kid rolls up. I'm sitting here. I'm enjoying my last few hours kid-free.
Right. You know what you're going back to. You know.
And this little piece of shit rolls up. And it starts like this. I don't even hear the iPad. And I mean, like, when I say my kids don't make that sound.
Right. Shut the fuck up.
Literally, everything about me was like, hit it,
right.
Smash it, end it. Like, it was like an alarming. It was like fire. It was like,
and as a parent, when you're like, I'll help. Can I help? We're all gonna help. Like, what do you need?
But for me, it was like, do violence.
Right.
It wasn't
okay,
like
kick me in the
I
face.
didn't feel like, because sometimes even now I will hear a baby cry or a kid scream in a way that alarms me. Like, who's hurt?
Right.
Who needs me?
No,
like,
this wasn't that kind of scream. This was
end it.
I want to hit you.
Night. Somebody needs to take a nap. Like, they need to wake up. Like, night. Like, violence needs to happen. There's a time and a place, you guys. This was the time. And when I say these fucking parents roll up, and this little motherfucker, like, gyrating his body, and they sit, like, down the way, and I'm like, oh, no, not my flight. Not my flight.
Yep.
And I'm a mom. That's different now. You just don't think like that. You see
How old are we talking here?
Oh, this little motherfucker had to be, like, 7, 6.
Oh, so he's old enough to know better.
And
didn't get that ass beat.
He has a TV in front of him, basically, right?
Okay, all right.
When I say this bitch is on high. Clues, fucking Teletubby. I don't even know what they're into these days.
Did they turn it down? Did they take it from him and turn it down?
I'm looking. Oh no.
They were like,
this
everyone
woman,
else's problem.
For me, I'm like this. Boop boop. Right.
AirPods
Day's over. My life's fine.
Yep.
Back to the show I go. Listen to a fucking podcast, just jamming, right?
Which, by the way, Apple, thank you for making AirPods.
AirPods sponsor us. AirPods.
Jesus
Not that you need
Christ.
sponsoring, because fucking 10 out of 10 gold product. You guys, when I say this chick next to me, though,
full.
You guys.
She's full.
She's like, I could have watched this shit all day from this chick's face. When I say she literally full head tilt, jaw drop, and I'm cruising, right? I got my shit going now. I can't hear this little piece of shit. He's going to be a piece of shit his whole life.
Oh, you can tell.
Guaranteed. When I say the mom, and normally in a situation like you might see a mom like stressing, right? Like he's just, let's just give this kid the benefit of the doubt and say he's just on one, right? Bad day, fucking off his met. Who knows? Fucking trank him. I don't give a fuck. She is cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, this is her. She's like, I don't give a fuck.
Rolling it.
Yep.
And when I say the fucking dude comes around, the spawn, I assume.
Right.
Comes around with a drink and his AirPods.
Yeah, he's like, fuck all you people. That's actually the real problem, is that he's like, fuck all my people.
Literally wanted to be like, you two are the reason COVID happened.
I'm telling you, you're starting to figure it out now. People are starting to put two and two together.
Thinning the herd, and I know I'm going to get a lot of blowback about that.
Gives a shit.
I don't give a fuck. When I saw that whole piece of shit
on your kid, they're not that expensive. I'll buy them for him.
You guys,
I would have been a piece of shit and bought him fucking headphones.
8.5 hours and 12.5 back. And when I tell you, it was a dream, except one run-in to the point where I actually said out loud, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because the security lines, right? We've all had a little bumpy.
Right.
It's the same procedure.
Right.
You do exactly what you, and
they never changed it.
The bins. Looking around.
I don't, ma'am, who do I give the bins to?
But whatever, right? I'm chilling.
Sure.
I'm going on vacation. I'm coming back. I'm coming back to see my babies. You guys, punt these motherfuckers. Kids don't get hit enough anymore, and I'm not talking to, they just don't. That kid didn't know violence.
Okay, can I tell you just really quick before we wrap this up?
And I'm a mother.
Well, before we wrap it up, I'm going to tell you. There was one time that Bill and I went to a dinner party, and we were with a group of friends, and one of the group of friends brought another couple who brought their kids who we did not know. Okay, so like didn't know them, met them at the dinner. They were a fine couple. They had 2 kids. One of the kids, super fucking chill, right? Here's crayons. Other kids are playing, being a normal fucking kid in a restaurant. We were at the Silver Peak downtown. I'm just trying to make you understand. This is Saturday night. Okay? All the kids, super normal. Yeah, they're playing here and there, blah, blah, blah. One kid, one fucking asshole kid, one piece of shit kid. And I know the parents could have been all bad, right? Because the one kid was fucking cool as shit. Like, this fucking kid was telling me stories that, like, I was captivated. I was like, tell me more. Like, this is why I was sober. I was like, that's, you should write. Have you thought about writing? You're actually having a great, amazing fucking imagination. You've got something. You've got potential. Your brother, though, he's a fucking dick. And I remember looking over at Bill multiple times that evening going, this kid's going to be a fucking piece of shit when he grows up, huh? And Bill was like, I fucking hate this kid. He keeps running into me. I was like, okay, well, chill. Like, I could see Bill getting, like, tense, you know, and Keek's, like, playing. She's, like, doing her thing. And he was like, the little kid kept running up to Bill with, like, this, I don't even know where this kid got this shit, like a fucking stick. Like, I don't even know where he got the fucking stick from. And he kept running up to Bill being like, yeah, boom, hit Bill, right? Bill would, like, I'd be talking to the moms and he'd look over at me. He'd just lean over and he'd go, 2 more times. He's got 2 more times. And then I'd fucking, and then, you know, I'd be like 20 minutes later, right? And I'd be like, you know, oh my God, like, I know they grow so fast. And then Bill would be like, 1 more fucking time. I'm telling you, 1 more fucking time. And I'm like, all right, like, chill. It's a fucking kid, about 7 years old. I was like, fucking chill. This kid went to run over to hit Bill with the stick again. And Bill lets the child, and the parents have not stopped this. The mother is sitting right next to me, clearly can see what's going on. Has never once been like, you know, Tommy, don't be a fucking dick. All right. We all know you're a dick. I had you. I barely like you. Stop fucking doing that shit. Right. Nothing. They're just letting this kid fucking coast. He's running around the restaurant, fucking dinging on people's fucking plates, like with their slinging, just a fucking dick. And I will tell you that I've never been more fucking, when I tell you I went home and fucked him hard, like fucked him.
Yeah.
This kid goes to hit Bill again with the stick, and Bill grabs it out of his hand, quick, right? Because Bill's a parent. He understands that you can't be too aggressive with some kids. Takes a stick out of his hand, snaps the stick, throws it behind him. Quick, right? No one sees it. Well, the kid's like, what the fuck, right? And Bill says, get out of here. Beat it. And the kid goes, I hate you. And as the kid goes to turn around, Bill takes his foot right under the table so no one can see the trajectory of what is about to happen. And when I tell you, he kicks this child with the force of every human that was in that room who wanted to kick this child, kicked him right on the ass. And it was so perfect that it launched him off the second step down to the ground. He rolled and just kept rolling. And he was shocked. He didn't know where the hit could come from. He wasn't sure. Was it a rogue chair that someone had moved out? And the brilliant thing about what Bill did was he was the first one up. He was like, are you okay? Oh my God, are you okay?
Okay.
When I tell you I laughed so fucking hard. Genius. And we still to this day, he was like, dude, fuck that kid. That kid was the fucking worst. Fuck him. He goes, oh, you don't think I fucking know how to low-key fucking, I don't give a fuck. Dude, you don't fucking take care of this kid, I'm kicking his ass. And you know what? He sat down the rest of the goddamn night and he fucking played with his fucking crayons. Yeah, he was like, is there a ghost in this bitch? There's a haunting. There's a haunting in Silver Peak. Yeah.
You know, we have become such a week. This just happened yesterday. We'll wrap it up. Ian looks at me dead ass and he goes, this is a sentence my husband said to me yesterday. He goes, we're going to get into a fight at a park. Because my babies, my Tootsie Rolls, are playing on this new little fucking mechanism that they put in the park. And it's cute. It's like a little memory game. And Kane's just crushing.
Smart
and
kid.
And he is a sweetheart. And I'm not kidding. He's on this thing for like 30 seconds. This little mother, and Daxie goes over, little bubs, and they're both kind of checking it out. And this little motherfucker plows right in between them. And me and Ian are sitting in the back. And Ian gives me the look. And this is how I know we grew up different. Because Ian gives me the look like, oh, looks like the asshole kid is here. We better move on, right? And it's just because he's a decent human.
Right.
You don't come from where I come from. And I go, yo, hey, not your turn.
Get the fuck out of here.
And this kid looks back at me, and I'm looking for who owns this little ginger
Like, who's
fuck.
got this? Who's got this one?
So I'm looking around, and Ian is immediately like,
Oh.
Ian will take on a biker gang, but like, he's not talking to somebody else's kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Ian has his line.
That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing.
So I look over again. No, I don't see any fuck. I'm on my kids. They're too young for me to just be like, bye, bitch. I'm on the park bench.
Right.
Like, they need me. So again, he turns around like he's never heard that tone.
I'm sure he has.
And I'm a normal person. I'm just like, hey, it's not your turn. And he turns around and I walk up and he looks and he goes back and he just shoves in between the boys again. So I walk over to him and I go, hey, wake up. And I ding on his little fucking glasses.
You did not.
Yeah, I fucking
He
did.
had glasses.
Yo, wake up, bro. Hey, hi, I'm here. Hey, we take turns. And Ian is fucking dying. Dude, dying. I mean, I didn't fucking punch him in the face, but I'm like, yo, wake up. Like, no
you
one.
were like, hey, Four Eyes, fucking tune in. Are you tuned in? Fucking change the dial, bitch. It's not your fucking turn. Get the fuck out of here. Beat it.
And it breaks Ian's heart. Because then afterwards, he's like, oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah, I'm talking to you,
goes,
fucking Chicken Little. Get out of here.
Oh. And then he backs up. He knows immediately. He's older than both of my boys.
So he knows
too.
better. Yeah.
So then the boys
better.
and I go, Kane, you'll take the rest of your turn and then we'll move back and give somebody else a turn. Because I'm also a parent. I'm not trying to fuck with kids all the time.
Right.
And then this poor little motherfucker, he just looks at me and he's just like, do you want to watch me go on the slide?
No, fucking
And
this
I'm
is
like,
where this ends.
okay, this is the problem here.
Oh,
like,
now you think we've made friends. Because,
well, not
you
only
know.
that, but like nobody disciplines you or praises you. So I'm sorry about your hand in life, bro, but like I'm full. Like,
But like
I got
I've got
these
a full
two
plate. Yeah.
fuckers,
Yeah. And they're
like,
just acting
and the
right
baby
now.
one, and the baby one, he's kind of violent. I got shit to
I
work
got
on with
shit.
him. Like I'm like full. Okay, I got Kane.
If
like
you see him rocking his hand, if I were you, I'd move. I mean,
and
that's
Ian,
just
so we get the
from me to
kids.
you.
It's like a 2-minute thing. We get
Yeah.
the kids. Ian's walking back. And he's just shaking his head at me. He's like, "We are gonna throw hands at a park one day."
That's why Bill always did drop off, and I never did, because he's like, you are going to full fight. The first kid that pushes her, you're on him. It's on and popping. I'm like, oh, for sure, I'm
Full fight.
killing your mother in front of you, and I'm gonna be like looking at you in the
Here's
fucking
the only
face,
time I
too.
don't kill
Yeah.
anybody, kid or mother included, right? Because there's 2 types of parents. That shit goes down, and I'm already on your ass so hot. Like, my kid checks you for no, like,
Right.
like he's just being a little dick. The wrath of fury that kid is, because, like, you're going to take your kid and you're going to give me the nod, like, you're doing a good thing out there. We're out here in the streets doing it
Right.
together. Good on you. Maybe
Right.
we'll hook up when these kids figure it out.
Right.
And then there's the parent who will like run up on your kid. It's going to happen. I'm actually humiliated / so proud. These feelings are equal in part because I love my family. I love my parents. They've really done amazing things with their life. But when I tell you the amount of fights that between school and extracurricular activities, the amount of fights my parents have been in with other parents, I truly, yeah, Ma, I'm talking to you right now, thought that was normal. I thought that was the bar.
I thought that's
just
the way
thought
you handled it.
people, no, well, I just thought that was the bar. Like,
I'm not going to get into specifics because of legalities, but allegedly someone's lawn may have gotten set on fire. Like, my family was not the one. We're girls. We're not the fucking one. Like, my dad was not. My family was not playing around. And my family was like a gang. So, like, you mess with one of the gang members, you got to know there's going to be retaliation.
If you guys...
And it's never going to stop. So my mom's going to see you at the grocery store. She'll be talking shit. She's going to see you at the fucking PTA meeting talking shit.
Yeah.
Like, awful, to the point where I'm like, hey, Mom, it's, like, Sandra and I have made up.
yeah, we're fine. We
Sandra,
actually want to have a
Samantha, and I are
sleepover
like,
now.
we're good.
No, gang,
We're
gang.
good. My mom's like, gang, we're jumping
My
these bitches
mom,
in.
we
Yeah.
have had, and this is not an exaggeration, or because I know you guys know we're good storytellers. There have been cops at a cheerleading practice, and we were not in high school. I'm just going to wrap it up with that.
But I will
Cops.
say, if you
Fathers.
are a child, there's nothing makes you feel better as a child than to have your parent have your back in that way. Because there's nothing scarier than being like a littler kid. And I was always really quiet, shocker, when I was young. And
me too, actually.
I really was. I was a really quiet kid.
Same.
It was very easy to intimidate me, to take my shit. And it wasn't like I wouldn't wait. Like, I was going to wait. I was going to fucking get you with the rock later. But my mom used to always say, don't get caught. Like, do whatever you want, but just don't get caught.
Yeah.
Like, be smart about that shit. So I would always wait. But when I would come home, if I was like sniffling in my room, or if I was like, like whatever happened, my mom was like, oh, that's so sad. What happened? And I'd be like, Georgia, she was like fucking threw sand in my eye. And I was like, please stop. And then she pulled my fucking hair. And then she was like, it's kinky. Ha ha ha. My mom was like, oh my God, that's such a wild thing. Where does she live around here in this area?
Yeah.
Does she live locally? Does she live locally? Like, yeah, her mom is
keep 'em
Barbara.
calm. Yeah.
She's like, they have that blue house at the end. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go and get you some ice cream. I'm going to be right back. Don't you fret. And then my mom would come home and it would be like, I would hear her talking to my dad. And I was like, oh shit, Sandra's mom got fucked up. My mom fucked your mom up, bitch. And I didn't even have to say that. I would just go to school with my chest held high. Like, oh, you know what time it is, bitch. Yeah. I think it's okay to protect your children. But I also think it's okay if you have a piece of shit kid to acknowledge that, hey, to another parent, you can go, hey, listen, I'm working on this piece of trash. I love him too. Like, he is the fucking bee's knees when he's sleeping. Like, he makes this little thing with his mouth. Like,
yeah.
And when he was a baby, he used to just like kiss you, Mama, I love you. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's my husband's shitty fucking genes. I know it is because his mom's a fucking cunt too.
Yeah.
But like, he turned out 100%. To be an asshole. I am working on it. I'm sorry. If you're that mom and you say that to me, we're golden. If you try to protect little Gregory, you're going to get probably some heat too. So just a quick FYI.
I want you guys to know too, I'm not pro-violence against children. I'm just pro-violence against children.
I mean,
I feel like I said it all there.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up this episode.
That one's going on a billboard. Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote me. You guys, thank you so much. You guys actually were wild. And a lot of people went back and listened to a lot of our episodes. And for everyone who sent us all this amazing mail and said, thank you so much for getting us through the pandemic. We
love you.
We're like pandemic friends now.
Sorry.
You guys, we've got a lot of shit coming up. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be just huge shit. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys subscribe and share
and tell your friends.
Subscribe and share.
Be like, I know these bitches.
Share.
I don't really know them. They didn't
like,
really get COVID.
I know them. We love you guys. We will be back on our regular scheduled program. You guys know what it is. We love you. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at The Hate Journals. And of course, our website is thehatejournals.com. And of course, Twitter is Hate Journals. We love you guys and we will see you next week. Bye.